If anybody... If anyone listened to Michael Strahan, my wife does make amazing chocolates, believe me. Well, thank you. First, I want to congratulate tonight's other Hall of Fame inductees. I am absolutely thrilled to be sharing this night with you, and I'm honored to be included. I want to thank all the members of the Sports Video Group for their dedication to our industry, the Sports Video Fund, and the Veterans in Production Initiative. I currently serve as an Army Reserve Ambassador and have firsthand knowledge of the benefits you get by having qualified veterans and reserve soldiers on your team. Now, when I first set foot in the NBC mailroom back in 1970, I don't think there was a person on this planet, except maybe my mother, who thought that I could possibly be standing here tonight. I was 19, not exactly the most motivated point in my life. Once I started working, though, I realized I loved it. I loved Rockefeller Center. I loved working with adults. I just loved being around the NBC studios. And after a couple of promotions, I found myself in the accounts payable department for 7 years, where I started to learn how to manage and work with people. My parents had taught my brother and I to be friendly and respect people, and I always tried to apply those lessons. When I got an opportunity to work part-time as a scorer on NFL 78, I jumped at it and eventually landed full-time with NBC Sports. It was a dream come true. NBC Sports was an amazing place in the 1980s. We had a group of smart and energetic young people working together and supporting each other. Our leadership included people like Don Ohlmeyer, Dick Ebersol, Jeff Mason, Sean McManus, Ken Agard, and Mike Weissman, all members of this Hall of Fame. I was able to work with great talent, Brian Gumbel, who gave me my start, and my friend, the fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco, who taught me so much with his unique outlook on life. I also made lifelong friends at NBC, including Glenn Adamo, Jeff Jacobs, Marianne Fisher, Patty Power, Mike Meehan, John Gilmartin, the great Ken Goss, and so many others, like my friend Steve Helmuth, my best friend since we shared a desk on the 1980 Olympic unit. I'm very grateful that a Princeton grad and a mailroom grad could form such a close bond. NBC Sports gave me the opportunity to travel to many exotic and exciting places, such as Paris, Rome, Atlantic City, and Shea Stadium, the best. In 1990, I had the opportunity to transfer to NBC Burbank and represent sports on the West Coast. I gladly accepted the position and moved my family west. Working for Mike Meehan was the best, but when Fox Sports called in 1994 and I met David Hill, I knew it was time to step up and move on. David and Ed Gordon were in the process of putting together a team to launch the NFL on Fox, and I was finally going to have the opportunity to be a leader. I started at Fox on the 50th anniversary of D-Day, and it felt like we were storming the beach every single day. Things moved quickly. David and Ed recruited an incredible group to get us started. Consultants Jeff Mason and Ken Agard, CBS veterans Bob Stenner and Sandy Grossman for the lead football game, great young talent like Joe Buck and Kenny Albert, Scott Ackerson and Bob Levy to handle the studio show, and a talented group of executives, including my mentor, Jim Burnett, and Jerry Steinberg, who has become one of my great friends. Scott, Levy, Janice Kazazza, and I got to work building a studio team with limited experience but high energy and commitment, and we all worked nonstop to get on the air. Daily production meetings at 8 a.m. and technical meetings at 6 p.m., followed by everyone who was afraid to ask David a question landing in my office. And of course, rehearsals every weekend. A few days before our launch, we held a pep rally for the entire staff to get everybody fired up. I was the MC, I took the stage, and introduced David and Ed as the executive producers of NBC Sports. That was the end of my public speaking career, and nearly the end of my Fox Sports career. When Air Day came, our new digital laser disc highlight system wasn't quite ready, and we discovered during our first halftime show that our state-of-the-art computerized scoring system wasn't quite ready either when it began spitting out scores from God knows where. Any technical shortcomings we might have had were more than compensated for by the creative abilities of David, Ed, and Scott, as well as our cast of James Brown, Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, and Jimmy Johnson. As time went by and we added my friends Kurt Menefee, Michael Strahan, and Jay Glazer, it got even better. Our second week on the air, I went over to our Transmission Operations Center, big words there, to help coordinate transitions and stayed there every week for the next 22 years. I realized there was a lot of work to do. The networking system wasn't prepared for the demands we put on it, and the staff had never seen any activity like this with 8 simultaneous football games. It became my mission to get that straight. Early on, one of our executives said to me that co-ord studios should be seen and not heard. But I put a little chip on my shoulder, and I became determined to show everyone that the co-ords would be a valuable and respected part of the effort. We devised methods to tighten up transitions and created procedures to increase revenue for affiliates and exposure for promos. We also worked very closely with our sales team to find opportunities to run extra units on the fly whenever live situations would allow, and we made some significant money over the years doing that. I was able to put together a team of engineers and associate directors who were committed and eager to succeed. People like my lead EICs, Brendan Simmons, Greg Garcia, Eric Kevney, and Sean Ulibarri. TDs Mark Batista and Aaron DeBoni. My core ADs, Flavia Bowen, Tom Shaffrey, Ashley Sandoval, Cindy Matson, Brian McAloon, Alexis Gilbard, and Ray Benassi. My mainstays in post-production, Tim Coonahan and Richie Becker. And, of course, Janice Kazaza, Kara Russell, Jim Bernard, and the many, many other people who made significant contributions. Because to me, this whole business is all about the team. We succeed or fail as a group, and nothing is more important than your coworkers' motivation and happiness. David and Ed built that feeling from the start, and Eric Shanks and John Ants have nurtured that feeling of teamwork and given people the opportunity to grow and succeed. I thank them all for that, and also for the outstanding respect Fox Sports has given our military over the years. I know it's appreciated. I also want to thank Neil Mulcahy, Ed Delaney, and Chris Myers for their support and friendship. I'm most proud that I had the opportunity to work with and watch many young people flourish and grow to become leaders of our industry. People like Jennifer Pransky, Dustin Myers, Bill Richards, my partner Jacob Ullman, who I loved working with, and John Ward, who we consider part of our family. Here I go now. Speaking of family, I've been blessed in that department as well. I've worked with both my children and have seen them become successful professionals. That's a blessing, believe me, to be able to do that. My daughter Katie signed on to help me during the launch of FS1. With her outstanding organizational skills and personality, Katie did a great job managing schedules and information flow. Some of my happiest times are spent with Katie sharing my office. More importantly, though, she's an outstanding wife and mother. My son Brendan and I worked side by side for 20 years. He started as a runner for Terry Bradshaw and is now the lead network engineer in charge for the NFL on Fox. I always counted on Brendan for his expertise and calm demeanor under pressure, something I wish I had. He is a leader. He is a leader liked and respected by his entire team and beyond. Our son-in-law, Sal Coco, is at home in L.A. tonight with our beautiful grandchildren, Sabrina, age 7, and Henry, age 2. And those kids light up our lives every day. Sal's an operations manager and live events producer at DirecTV and is on the path to huge success. I am so proud of all of them. Now, in all honesty, I don't know what would have become with me without my wife, Wendy. Here I go. Wendy taught me through her example to get up every morning, go to work, and give my best effort. She has been my partner in every decision we have made, and the norm is I listen to her wisdom and follow her lead. Wendy has managed our lives brilliantly. She is a wonderful wife, mother, and grandmother. Wendy is also humble, smart, and caring. I love her, and I cannot imagine my life without her. Now, this business has given me amazing experiences. I've spent time with Muhammad Ali and John Wooden. I've worked at Super Bowls, World Series, and heavyweight championships. I visited troops at Bagram Airfield in Afghanistan, the DMZ in Korea, and Walter Reed Medical Center. I recently got to touch the Play Like a Champion sign today at Notre Dame. And tonight, well, tonight I'm in a room filled with champions. Thank you all very much, and God bless you. Thank you.